Okay, let's go. Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. President, by Isaac Thomas. Some basic facts. He was born on April 17th, 1743, in Albemarle County, Virginia. He died on July 4th, 1826, at the age of 83 in Monticello, Virginia. He served two presidential terms from 1801 to 1809. He embraced slave culture and had over 600 slaves during his lifetime. And while he only married once, he had 12 kids between two different women. Before his presidency, he wrote the Declaration of Independence in 1776. He was elected into the Virginia House of Delegates. He was elected as the governor of Virginia twice, both in 1779 and 1780. He joined Benjamin Franklin and John Adams as a U.S. minister to France. He served as George Washington's Secretary of State, and he resigned from George Washington's cabinet in 1793 to run for president. Now, in the election of 1796, uh, Thomas Jefferson ran against John Adams. Thomas Jefferson was the Democratic Republican representative, while John Adams was the Federalist representative. They did not campaign actively like presidents do today, and their battle was mostly between newspapers. John Adams won the election over Thomas Jefferson by only 2 electoral votes. His vice presidency. After losing to John Adams, Jefferson became John Adams' vice president. As a Democratic Republican, he became the leader of John Adams' oppositional party, and he opposed many Federalist administration's policies. The election of 1800. He ran for president again in 1800. This was actually a close race between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr. Political campaigns consisted mostly of vicious personal attacks, and the electoral votes resulted in a tie. The decision was referred to the House of Representatives, and Thomas Jefferson inevitably won the election. During his first term, he focused on reducing national debt, eliminating the whiskey tax, and cutting the military budget to reduce spending. He also ended the Federalist control of the presidency, beginning an era of Democratic-Republican dominance. He sent a naval squad to fight the Barbary pirates in the Mediterranean, and because they were interfering with American commerce at the time. He acquired the Louisiana Purchase from Napoleon in 1803, and this purchase effectively doubled the size of the nation. In the election of 1804, Thomas Jefferson absolutely crushed it. He beat Charles Cotesworth Pinckney by 148 electoral votes. Aaron Burr lost all of his supporters after killing Alexander Hamilton. Jefferson easily won since he had already had a pretty good reputation after his first term's accomplishments. During his second term, he continued to lower the national debt. He was very preoccupied by the Napoleonic happenings in Europe. He wanted America to stay neutral to these wars. He had Congress pass the Embargo Act of 1807. The act was very unpopular and heavily disliked, and this led to economic hardship in America. He passed the Non-Intercourse Act of 1808 to undo the embargoes on trade with all countries except Britain and France. After his presidency, he retired back to Monticello. He spent his last years on his plantation. He planned the University of Virginia and hosted many friends and guests before his inevitable death in 1826. His strengths were his national debt deduction and his strong belief in democracy. His weaknesses were his contradictions of freedom and slavery and the Embargo Act of 1807. His influence of the future of America. His greatest influence to this country will probably always be his expanding of our nation. The Louisiana Purchase allowed the country to grow, while many remember him for his faults like the enacting of the Embargo Act. Thomas Jefferson's presidency marked a turning point for the country. He doubled the nation's size, promoted democracy, and limited the government. He even encouraged the exploration of the West through the Lewis and Clark expedition. Though his Embargo Act hurt the nation and his views on slavery conflicted his ideals, his leadership helped shape the nation we know and love today.